Why would anyone care about what I have to say? I have been struggling with some questions, not just the who am I, but also what am I doing here? What do I want out of this life? How do I get there? How do I get there authentically without having to change who I am? What is identity? Well, according to Google, identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. We live in a society where people constantly want to tell us who we are. As someone who likes to use their hands, as a woman who exists in this world that is very patriarchal, in a society where misogyny is the order of the day, it's very easy for you to lose your identity, or maybe not lose, maybe let's say forget who you are. In this particular episode, we will be walking through how I am recovering my sense of identity. Hola, Muthoni here. Welcome to week 2 of The Artist Way. This week was all about recovering a sense of identity. This entire week, the focus was identity, and I noticed myself writing about identity as I was doing my morning pages. So I'll start you off, of course, with the morning pages. Did I do all my morning pages? Yes. But of course, look at me being a star student. I did my morning pages this entire week. I finished all my tasks and I also did my artist date. So I also got my first star. Yay! If you are curious what that is about, that means you didn't watch last week. I'm judging you, which means you should check out last week's episode. But I feel really, really good about how this particular week went. With the morning pages, one of the things that I realized this past week was that I was using them to. There's moments where I would write about the day that I had before and the day that I hoped to have that day and the things that I was hoping for the future. That was really, really fun because I think that's usually how most of my morning pages go. I did my 3 pages. I did not skim off. There's a day, I think it was Thursday. On Thursday, I sort of had like a slight moment where in between I needed to use the bathroom. So when I was in the bathroom, I continued like as if I was writing them. Then when I came back to the pages, I just finished them off. I did not skim off on the pages this past week, which is good. It's very important not to do that. So for the tasks this week, there was one particular task that was very eye-opening. So you have to draw a life pie, and in this life pie, you have 6 sections. The 6 sections are like spirituality, work, friends and family, relationships and adventure, play, and I've forgotten the 6th one, sorry. And what you do is in the pie, you have to give a point at what point, like how much of it. So the closer it is to the center of the pie, that means the less you do it. The farther away it is, that means you do it a lot. So when I was marking mine, I could tell the areas in my life where I've been slacking. And I think doing the experiment has actually helped me improve on certain things because the one place that I was lacking the most in out of the 6 was romance and adventure, which is like romance/adventure. I've not been doing adventurous stuff lately, and I've not been caring about romantic stuff at all. But everything else was pretty well balanced. So that means it's an area that I need to look into. For my artist date, I decided to go for a very small, intimate concert, jazz-ish concert. Nviri was performing. I absolutely love Nviri. He's one of my favorite Kenyan artists. I kind of know all of his songs, apart from the one he told us that was recently released. I cheated, okay? I cheated with my artist date. This is what I mean. For an artist date, you are supposed to go by yourself or by your lonesome. but I went with some friends because I was super aware that I was there with other people. I had to take moments to be intentional where I would go inwards as the music was playing and I would be over there and I'd be like, ooh, what do I like about this part? What do I like about what this person is doing? And I would just close my eyes for like 5 minutes and only take in the music and completely forget that I was around other people. That was absolutely beautiful. Ooh, I also had the chance to watch a world class pianist playing. It was absolutely beautiful. Also, I had the chance to actually meet him. He came and sat with us when we started because, well, he was there by himself, but he needed, like the organizer was like, hey, I know you guys. Can my friend sit with you guys before he starts playing? And we got to talking. Kiddo gave us a match, but yo, I met a world class pianist because I went on an artist date. How dope is that? For my artist date, I think one of the things that I realized from it was okay, I need to be a bit more intentional. But I also decided for the next couple of artist dates, there'll be artist dates where I don't spend money. Okay. I'm going to be because the last two that I've done, I have spent some money. One of the tasks from this week was writing down a list of 20 things that you enjoy doing. And then the suggestion is pick one from that. And now you have like a whole list of things you can do for artist dates. So for this coming week, I know exactly what I'm going to do for an artist date. I was going to say it's not going to cost me money, or I was going to say it's not going to cost me anything. It will, but it will be an at home artist date. It will be done in the house. So we're going to be fine. If you want to know what that's going to be, you'll have to come back next week. I'm just saying. I'll see you back here next Tuesday for that. This week, how was it? I absolutely enjoyed this week. I don't know. I felt there was a sense of enjoying the unknown, enjoying the discoveries because I was discovering stuff. I was asking myself questions a lot. And I think maybe that was the whole point of a sense of identity. There's the basis of, oh, I love this color, I like this kind of food. But then I went deeper. And when I went deep, I was able to answer a question that I have been struggling with for a while, especially in terms of my work and in terms of me as an artist and a creator, especially a content creator. And the question that I had been struggling with before is like, why would anyone care about what I have to say? That was a question that I was struggling with. But in working backwards, I guess, in working out what my identity was, what my why is, what I enjoy doing it, what I enjoy doing, why I enjoy doing it. And then I was able to answer, why would anyone care about what I have to say? And I came up with a very nice, detailed answer for that. And I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for that particular realization, right? When this when I came back to this, because the whole idea of the artist way is recovering a sense of your creativity, going back to yourself, going back to your creative self. So one of the lessons that I learned this week was one, the importance, I think the importance of the morning pages this week. Okay, I have done morning pages before. I have done more than 3 weeks. I have done 7 weeks of morning pages. So I don't know if it's also like when you come back to something and you come back with this idea of like we're getting through this, where you have, I don't know what to expect at the end of it, but I'm being open to whatever comes out of it. So I think this particular week, after I had done my reading, and I didn't actually do my tasks immediately after the reading. I ended up doing my tasks in between the week, but I still did them in one sitting. When I did the reading and I went back to, oh, like what exactly is identity and what are the things that we attach to identity? What are the aspects of identity that are more of us and less of others, and what aspects of our identities are more of others than they are of us? So I was able to explore that during my morning pages. Another lesson that I picked from this week, which is more about how I'm going about this project, is I can decide when I want to do the tasks I can, yes, it makes sense sometimes to just do them immediately you're done with the reading. But sometimes after you're done with the reading, you're like, oh, wow, okay, I've taken in a lot of information. So sometimes you don't want to jump straight into doing the tasks, but that maybe is just a me thing. Because there's times where I immediately want to jump into the task. Like last week, I was, I didn't have anything else going. So I was like, let's just do the tasks all at once, right? So I will still explore a bit more with that moving forward. And then we'll see what that is going to actually look like as we, do the thing, right? Um, how do I feel about this week? I feel like I feel a bit more relaxed into myself. That's a word that I would use. I feel calm about stuff. I'm a lot calmer, and I am not super worried about things that haven't happened. I am taking that whole thing of tomorrow will worry about itself. It's in the Bible. Okay. It says, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. I've been finding myself in that situation where I start like hyper fixating on things. I'm like, oh, I've not done this. I should have done this. If I don't do this, it's going to do this. And then I go like, Muthoni, relax. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. And I have this thing where I've noticed when my mind starts running, I had started doing it last year in December. I stopped, but now I've gone back to it, which is anytime I feel like I'm getting that heaviness in my chest, that heaviness. It could be from fear, doubt, whatever it may be, whatever causes the heaviness. When I feel it in my chest, I take a deep breath and then I'll repeat to myself, my name is Muthoni Gitau and only good things happen to me. And I repeat that multiple times until the heaviness lifts. So I'll say, my name is Muthoni Gitau and only good things happen to me. My name is Muthoni Gitau and only good things happen to me. And I'll keep emphasizing different words. It's like, oh, my name is Muthoni Gitau and only good things happen to me. So I'll do that until it lifts. I've noticed it's something that helps me come back to being present. Another thing that I have been doing, in case anyone is interested, one of the things that I do when I'm trying to be present, when I notice the monkeys are, doing a whole circus, is I start mentioning all the five senses and what I'm experiencing in that moment. So I will say, I'll take like a breath and say, "Ooh, I can smell the fresh air," or "I can smell the coffee," or "I can smell the food I'm eating." And then I'll be like, sometimes I'll go like, "Ooh, I taste the remnants of the crisps that I just had." And then I will say, oh, I can feel like this. I can feel the sweater on my skin. So that's touch. And then I look around, and sometimes when I do the eye thing, the seeing aspect, there's so many things to see. So sometimes I go like, oh, look for everything blue, and then I'll start noticing. I'll be like, oh, that's a blue roof. There's a blue carrier bag that's been thrown on the side, and right now I just spotted a zip, not a zip tie, like those plastic ties that I used to tie boxes through the window, the door, and it's blue. So I'll do that. Like I'll limit myself to a color, and then I'll look for five things within that color. I also do that in the mornings when I'm trying to be present. And I'll do that. And that brings me back to the present moment. And, it's like it quiets the monkey circus that sometimes goes on in the brain. Sometimes I can be an overthinker of things, especially when I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different ways. So going back to the identity aspect of this week, I feel like that's a thing that it's important for me to be present at different times. And I appreciate finding different ways to be present. Sometimes when I go for a walk, I'll start having thoughts, and I have to identify which thoughts are thoughts of me being inspired and which thoughts are me being like anxious. And I have to decipher and go like, I don't think that's a thought for this moment. And then I'll start looking at trees, and then I'll be like, oh, that's a nice tree. Bringing me back into that present moment. So that's how this week has been. We've done our check-in for the week, and I get my first star. Yeah, yeah. I did my morning pages every day this week. I did my artist date, and I did all my tasks. So this girly is getting her first star. Which color do we choose? Ooh, which color? They're the same, yeah. So let's see. I think I'm gonna start with the, let's look at the faces. Oh, I like this one. It's like super excited, the pink one. So That's the star for this week, not this star. So I'm just going to place it on my notebook. I'm super, super excited for week 3. Week 3 is about power, discovering, recovering a sense of power. And I'm excited for that because I want to recover my power. I want to go back to feeling very powerful and, also figuring out what that means for me. So I'm super, super excited for that. And I cannot wait to share how that goes with you. So I will see you back here next week for week 3 of the Artist Way. If you are part of this journey, if you are doing this for yourself, kindly let me know in the comment section. The people who are telling me I have the book, but I'm not sure. Join in, please. Can we do it together? Let's do it together, and then we finish. And also compare notes in the end. We can compare notes about how it ended and how we feel about how it ended, the things that we've noticed, the shifts, if any, if none. Are the shifts different from for different people? Because in terms of creativity, the writer says that everyone is creative and we express our creativity differently. We are creative beings. So the idea is to get back to whatever makes you creative, whatever inspires your creativity. And then you get to explore that the aspects of our creativity that have probably been shut down because we live in a capitalistic world where sometimes we're like, oh, I always thought I would be able to do this and this, but because I'm trying to make a living and we were told this and this can't be the things that you're doing, we end up shunning those parts of ourselves or not even using them ever. And sometimes you might end up, the word she uses is blocked. You end up finding that you're a blocked writer. You are someone who loved writing. And I think it's basically it takes you back to the things you used to enjoy when you were a child, because that's what it's about. I do believe in truth that we were put on this earth to be creative. And then some people used that aspect, they became creative enough to make sure that everyone else will not be creative, because then we're going to constantly need certain things because we are not truly expressing our creative needs, and they're not getting met, we're not being in our creative essence. That's just me, okay? And the writer agrees with me, or I agree with the writer. We see the world in the same way in that regard. So I'm excited to hear from you. If you for the people from last week who were like, yeah, I'm gonna join in. Let me know how your week 1 went, because now that would have been week 1 for you. Share how that felt. Some people who are mentioning that they have the book, please join us. You've already taken the first step, which is in getting the book. That you're already halfway in there. Your toe is already dipping in the waters. Join us. Let's do this together. Don't forget to subscribe, because that actually helps me. So if you'd like to help a young girl, a creative girly trying to get back her creative juices, if you'd like to support me, you can do that by by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing this video with people who you think might enjoy it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back here next week.